Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Imaginary Conflicts channel. My name is Bob, and today we're just going to be doing a channel update video. Now, you're probably wondering why I said Bob so strangely, and that's because I've decided that I'm going to start using my actual name, Robert, although most people call me Bob, and I just figured that, might as well be honest with you guys because we're doing some changes around here, and I've decided to make my channel a little bit better for you all. Now, first of all, I just want to talk about my new intro. I think it's really cool. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but I'm really enjoying that. I can't remember the name of the website that I got the channel making content from, but I will be sure to link it in the description. So if you guys want a nice channel intro and don't mind spending a little bit of money on it, I think I spent £15 on mine, you'll be able to get it for yourself. But the music in the background, I'm really grateful to my friends who are in a group called The Diarchy. You can find them on SoundCloud. I'll also link them in the description. And they let me use one of their songs, which you'll also hear in the background of this video quietly going on. And yeah, I asked them if I could use some of their music, because I'm a real big fan of their latest EP, and they said yeah, so I've got one of their songs in the background of this channel update video. Another thank you that I want to give is to the YouTube channel Kiwa, who does some absolutely incredible Dungeons and Dragons and wargaming videos, and I've had a couple of conversations with him in comment sections of his videos, and he shouted me out on his most recent video. So Kiwa, thank you so much. I love what you do, man. Honestly, the moment that I found your channel and saw the sort of stuff that you were bringing out, I just thought, this is the channel that I wish that I could have made. I love your video. If you haven't subscribed to Kiwa's channel, again, link in the description, please do. It's absolutely incredible. Lots of really high quality content on Dungeons and Dragons, wargaming, ideas for RPGs, world building, just everything that I love condensed into one awesome channel. So thank you, man. You're an absolute hero. Now, I suppose I'd best mention some plans that I've got going into the future, because this is, after all, a channel update. My first plan is finishing those Ghepsmark Infantry I've been painting. I'm getting quite uptight with them, I think it's getting to the point where I've been working a lot recently. I work in a key industry, so even though the UK's back into lockdown and I can't see anyone, I'm still working every day, relatively long hours, and it's, finding the time and the motivation to paint them is difficult, and then that gets compounded by the fact that when I do start painting, I don't often have the time or the energy to make any lasting difference. And also, I love the Perry Miniatures sculpts. I love the Perry twins and everything that they do. But for a painter at my level, there's an awful lot of fiddly bits that I'm not particularly good at painting. I can't remember if I mentioned it in a previous video, but I have slightly shaky hands due to an issue I had a few years ago. And that does make painting somewhat more difficult when dealing with finer details. So I will get these Royal Ghepsmark Infantry done, but don't expect to see the prettiest models that you've ever seen, because otherwise you'll just be setting yourself up for disappointment. You'll notice actually in this video, I'm not painting Royal Ghepsmark Infantry. What I recorded was actually me getting fed up with painting Royal Ghepsmark Infantry and deciding to do something completely different. So the models that you're seeing being built, and I've got them in front of me just so I can give you a more accurate description of what they are. They are kit-bashed models, and they are going to represent something else from the world that Ghepsmark represents. So they are going to be the confederal constabulary of the Austro-Gepida Confederation. So those nation states I think you may have seen in my What's on the Table December video, November video, where I was making a map and I was talking about the Royal Confederation in the middle of the map. So these are the military police of that confederation who go around doing investigations and fighting the various bandits and brigands that they can find. And these are complete kit bash models, by the way, from 4 or 5 different kits. They are actually using the Warlord Games bolt action winter German bodies, because I really liked those big greatcoats. And the arms come from a variety of sources. I believe most of them have come from the, let me think, the Perry Miniatures British Redcoats, although a couple of arms come from various Perry American Civil War sets. The heads also come from Perry Miniatures Victorian British Infantry, but I'm using their home service helmets because they look a little bit more like a cross between a British Bobby helmet and a Imperial German Pickelhaube, which is really the kind of look that I wanted to go for. And so those are the models that I'm building in the background of this video, and hopefully at some point, once I've finished the ghastly Royal Ghepsmark Infantry, I'll get onto painting them amongst other things. Actually, to be fair, the struggle that I've had with these Royal Ghepsmark Infantry, because they've been a real problem project for me. It's not just to mention sort of my own circumstances with work, the fact that Britain is in its 3rd lockdown now, and it is quite lonely. You know, obviously I see people at work, but my partner lives with people who are vulnerable, and with no end to the lockdown in sight, I won't be able to see my partner for the next, anything between the next, you know, month to 6 months. And that's quite difficult for me to deal with. So there's been a lot of things that have made me struggle, and that's why I haven't posted anything recently. But then it's also something good has come out of this struggle that I've had with this particular War Games project. And it's an idea of what do you do when you're confronted with a problem project, right? You know, one of those projects that just won't quit. You know, you dedicate countless evenings to getting them finished, and the end is still never in sight. What happens? It's particularly pertinent for me because this is the first time I've painted a large unit of models in probably since before I went to university. And so it came to me this evening, actually. I was thinking, what if I did a video, sort of, what do I do and what can other people do if they are confronted with these problem projects? And I spoke to a friend of mine who's an artist, a very dear soul, and she gave me some ideas, and so I think I'm going to be sort of fusing my own thoughts with some of her advice into a video on what happens when you confront a problem project that will not get out of your way. I also want to give you some updates on where you can find me online. Obviously, the YouTube channel is the primary place for all of my wargaming content. There are other places, of course, that you can find me, and I will tell you what they are, but I will also give you a disclaimer afterwards. So, if you want to find my other social media, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Telegram, and I'm on MeWe. You can look for Bob Lollard, which is my name. But my disclaimer is that you will also find religious and political content on there. Now, the reason for that is because I did my university degree in politics. I find politics very interesting. I am politically involved. However, what I will say is that particularly in this time now, where we are in such a divided place in politics, not just in my country, but in America and across the world, politics is getting very, very tribal and very, very angry, and I don't want to force that on you guys. So if you want just the toy soldiers and nothing but the toy soldiers, stick to the YouTube channel, stick to imaginary conflicts, and we will keep the conflicts imaginary. If you want to wade into the cesspool of modern politics, which I quite often comment on, you can find me on Telegram, MeWe, and Twitter. But the politics, I reiterate, will stay off of YouTube. I don't want to talk about it on here. I want to paint toy soldiers to a poor standard and talk to you guys about toy soldiers. Now, you will also find religious content on those other mediums. You will also find religious content here because it's such a fundamental part of my life. I feel like it would be morally disrespectful of me to hide it from you. So you will find some religious things on this channel. Obviously, I've spoken about it in previous What's on the Table videos. But ultimately, I want to reiterate, while my social media outside of YouTube can be partisan, my YouTube channel is a place for everyone. I don't care where you've come from. I don't care who you are. We are a community that's bound together by a hobby, not by beliefs. And I want to encourage that on this channel. I want this to be a place where it doesn't matter who you are, where you've come from, what you believe. We can all come together and just paint and play with toy soldiers together. And I think that there's something wonderful in that. But yes, plans for future videos. Obviously, finishing the Royal Ghepsmark Infantry. I desperately want to get that done before my birthday, which is it's coming up. It's in the next month or two. I desperately want to get these guys finished because I do want to use them in a game at some point. Linked into that will obviously be a problem project video, which I've talked about earlier in this channel update. So that's nice. Even though I'm struggling with one project, I can get 2 videos out of it, which is cool. Probably at the beginning of next month, I've got a big unboxing video that I'm really quite excited for, and hopefully you guys will be quite excited by it too. And another one as well, I've watched a couple of Kiwa's world building videos, and I love world building. It's one of the things that I've always enjoyed. And wargaming was my sort of entry into that, being introduced to Middle-earth and the Warhammer world and all of those kinds of fantasy settings really sort of set my heart on fire when it came to world building. And I want to chip in. I want to do something for that, right? I want to get involved in that. And what I would like to do is I would like to do a map drawing video. Because as you guys saw in my first What's on the Table video, I was in the process of drawing a hex map for the Royal Ghepsmark Confederation and the campaign that I want to take part in there. But I'd also like to, using the same hex map and the same kind of techniques that I used in that video, draw a smaller scale map for a particular part of that area and just go through it step by step with you guys, just to show you what I do. It won't be a masterclass in map making, it won't be a masterclass in cartography or world building. It's just going to be showing you what I do, and hopefully there's something that you like. I like to do mine, most of what I do, to be fair, quite cheap and easy because this is a hobby and I like to relax in it. And if you guys like to see something that's low intensity and helps you along, then I'm more than happy to share. Yeah, so I just want to round up by saying, talking about contacting me. Obviously, you can use Telegram, MeWe, or Twitter if you want, if you find me on there. If you don't want to wade into politics and that whole cesspool that is, political debate in the 21st century, don't touch those with a 10-foot pole. What I would say is use my Gmail, which is imaginaryconflictswargaming@gmail.com, and I'll put a link in the video so you can see it. If you want to contact me about wargaming stuff and you want to contact me about projects that you're doing or anything that you want to bounce ideas off of in the hobby, go for it. Contact me there. But also, if you want to contact me because you're struggling, we're in this really difficult lockdown situation in the UK. Lots of other parts of the world are still in lockdown. There's a real struggle going on with people's mental health at the moment, mine included. And I feel like one of the best ways that we can try and mitigate the problem of that is by being a community. We are a wargaming community, a YouTube community, and I just figured that the best thing to do is to throw open my doors, virtually speaking, and let you guys come in and talk to me if there's anything that's on your mind. So if you want to have a conversation about how rough things are getting, or if you're struggling, shoot me an email. We'll work something out. If you want to have a call, we'll sort something out. If you just want to have a conversation over emails, we'll sort something out. If you want prayer, let me know and I'll pray for you. I know that might not sound like much to some people, but I feel like to pray for people when they're struggling is one of the most important things that you can do. Because I know that, because I pray whenever things are going bad for me, and you'd be surprised at how much I find it helps. But yeah, so I just want to round that up. If you want to talk wargaming, or if you want to talk about more serious things to help us get through this crisis that we're in, contact me. Contact me on my email, imaginaryconflictswargaming@gmail.com, and we'll talk it out, we'll hash it out, and hopefully I can be of some service to you. But that really wraps up this channel update video. I just wanted to let you guys know what I'm doing. Again, big thanks to Kiwa. I wouldn't have actually done this video this evening if it wasn't for his shout out. I saw it and it lifted my spirits. So thank you so much again, Keith, or Kiwa, however you want to name yourself, for lifting my spirits there, giving me that boost that made me think, you know what, I'm going to do a video tonight, even if it's something as low intensity as this. So yeah, I hope that you guys are well. If you are struggling, contact me if you're comfortable to do that. If you're not struggling and you just want to talk hobby, contact me. Hopefully we'll have a couple of videos coming out in the next couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into the swing of things. I really enjoy doing this YouTube channel. It's just as a way to blow off steam hobby-wise, get to know other people in the community, and just see what other people are doing. You know, some of you guys are so talented and so creative as well, you know. Honestly, it humbles me and it blesses me every single day when I go onto YouTube and see what the community's been up to, and some of the stuff that I see is just absolutely excellent. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a wonderful 2021. I hope that you guys make it through the next few months. You know, we're going to get through this, guys. It's going to be long and it's going to be difficult, but we will endure, and sometimes enduring's enough. So yeah, good night, guys. God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful few weeks, and if it's not so wonderful for you, have the strength to carry on. We'll get there. I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Cheers.